Welcome to Oregon Voters Digest, the program that brings forward the social and political issues that are important to people living here in the Pacific Northwest. And now, your host, Bruce Broussard.
Hey, welcome again to this segment of the Oregon Voters Digest. I'm Bruce Broussard, your host for the day, and by George, we're going to have quite a show here for you today. I thought we'd probably be picking into two different segments aspect of it. And the way we're going to begin the program is that we're right into the election. We got about 3 weeks, folks, and we need to know who's running in the election, both from the mayor's standpoint and from the commissioners, because there are 3 seats open on the commissioner's side and the mayorship. And I tell you, they've got all kinds of folks that are running for office here. In fact, on the the mayorship aspect of it, we've got something like 20. Oh, gee whiz, we've got 20 candidates. I think about actually 19. We've got 19 candidates running for mayor. We've got for position number 2, there's 20 candidates running. Okay, 20, and then there's another 9 for position number 1. That was Amanda Fritz. She's not gonna be with us. She did a great job while she was city commissioner. But we've got 9 people running in that particular race, and we've got 8 people running for position number 4, and that's Udaly. I mean, you got Commissioner Udaly, who's an incumbent. She's also running, so she's part of that 8. And so, what it amounts to, and the reason why we're doing this, what we're going to do, I'm going to be reading off the names initially of all the folks who are running for office for the mayorship and the city council, okay? And because now when you think about the material that you have, that's why we're going to do this, is because in the voters pamphlet, you don't have all of the candidates did not appear in the voters pamphlet per se, okay? They did not. Now naturally, when you get your ballot, all of the candidates will be in the ballot aspect of it, but a lot of times what happens is that if in fact you want it to be listed with your photo in the pamphlet, the voters pamphlet, it costs you a few bucks. In fact, about $300 a shot for that whole situation. Okay, so a lot of those folks weren't in there. And then the other thing, the reason why we're doing this is that, as you note, we got into the whole issue of the debates, and we got the coronavirus situation, and a lot of folks couldn't be there. You know, we were told that we had to stay home. We had to stay home. And if you had access to the media, in those cases, it depends. You know, sometimes it gets personal. You know, and for TV, we've got Channel 2, who's been very active. Steve Dunn has always done an excellent job. Like every Sunday, he does a Your Voice, Your Vote on Channel 2. Well, what he did, he sort of did a debate at the front end and he picked 4 candidates. He picked 4 candidates, and so consequently, and there was not room, if you will, for the other 15 candidates that were running for mayor. And as far as I'm concerned, each had something to say. And even when they ran the so-called debate, time is something. And that's a very interesting piece. Each of those folks bring something to the table, but a lot of times you can't do it in a minute, or you can't do it in 3 minutes. So we want to make sure that we at least let you know that you can get more background on the rest of the candidates. You can do it, 1, with the voters pamphlet, and 2, you can go through the city auditor's office for election, and you can get some background material on each of the candidates. All you have to do is Google their name. Now, naturally, if you're not familiar with the technology piece, it can be somewhat difficult. Well, in this particular case, with us here, as you know, I've been doing a Oregon Voters Digest talk show on cable. That was one of the candidates, you see, from somewhere else. Anyway, but the bottom line is that I've been doing Oregon Voters Digest for a number of years, and so this is kind of like a situation where we're playing the role, if you will, as a community media to educate the public as much as we can and give them the opportunity to be identified. And then later on, we might be able to get some of the candidates on the show, and you know, like Jack Kerford, you know, he's been working, knocking on doors for days, knocking on doors at home for that matter, because he understands what the rules are and whatever. But the fact of the matter is, a lot of these other folks, maybe because it was their first time or not or whatever, they're just not professionals. So we want to help out because they are residents and they've got something to say. So with that, what I'm going to do, I'm going to just basically take the pamphlet. Well, better than that, I'm not going to take the pamphlet. I'm going to basically take the material that I got, by the way, and you can Google City of Portland elections, and then it goes to the city auditor's office. You can Google that, and what you will come up with, you will come up with all the listings, if you will, the background, so to speak, and when they file to run for office, and and you also have a phone number there that you can actually call them. So I would suggest very strongly that if you get that information, you give them a call. Why not? Just give them a call and let them tell you why is it that they ran for mayor of the city of Portland or for the city council or whatever. And what are their ideas? You know, things like, you know, something that comes to my cross right off the bat, because I too am running for mayor. But some of the things that I'm interested in, very interested in, are things like sort of like uh, they, uh, basically separating the city, you know, districtizing. You know, they've got 4 commissioners. Consequently, you might have 4 districts. This way, whoever the representative in that district, they would be running from that district, and you would know who was representing you to basically speak in your behalf at the entire council. See, right now we've got 5 mayors, but the only one that's speaking for the entire commissioner is the mayor, the one that's sitting down in that seat, who identifies himself as a mayor. His name is Ted Wheeler, and he, by the way, he's also running for mayor. He's part of the 20 folks that are running for mayor also too. So my point is that, again, like I said, I'm just trying to fill in some of the deal, give you a feel, because some of these folks are very, very, very new, and they don't have a lot of the background how to play the politics. With all due respect, they do have something to say. And to me, if you file to run for office, if you file, as far as I'm concerned, you are legit. It's just a matter of just trying to identify specifically what do you bring to the table to better our way of life here in the city of Portland. Okay, so with that, let's just go right down the list here. I'm going to first give you the folks that are running for mayor. There are 20 candidates, well, actually 19 candidates that are filed to run for mayor for the city of Portland. Okay, and it's sort of listed accordingly. Sarah Innerhorn, okay, you got Sarah Innerhorn. You've got Teresa Rayford. We got Teresa Rayford. We've got Michael O'Callahan. Normally goes by Mike O.C. Got myself, Bruce Broussard. You got Mike Burleson. Michael Burleson. Okay. I think it says something about he's a lawyer of some sort. Anyway, you got Cash Blanco Carter. Blanco Carter. Cash Blanco Carter. Okay. Then you got Ted Wheeler. Ted happens to be the incumbent, so he's sitting there. He's the present mayor. Okay, you got Ozzie Gonzalez, you got Willie Banks, and you got Lou Humble. Okay, you got Floyd Labar, you got Mark White, you got Michael Jenkins, you got Burl McNair, you got Piper Crowell, Crowell. Okay, let's see. There was another one you had here. There were a couple other folks. You got Sharon Joy, I think it is here. Jared B. Priest, Daniel Hoffman, and Randy Report. I'm hoping I didn't muddle up your names or whatever. I'm just giving you the best way I could give it shared with you. Okay, that's the 19. Now, of that mayoral situation, the folks who actually were able to get listed in the voters pamphlet, which you get, which is kind of like it is the diary, if you will, of a little bit more background, a particular background by each of these folks. Okay, you can also Google this voters pamphlet if you've got a computer and get that information there too. But everyone, we gotta vote by mail ballot aspect of it, and everyone gets a copy. If you're a voter, everyone gets a copy of this voters pamphlet. Good information aspect of it. And so I'll just briefly go over the folks who actually filed and put their pictures in their photos in the voters pamphlet. It's very important too. get a visual of the person who's running. It means a lot sometimes. Sometimes it affects person from a negative standpoint, sometimes it's a positive standpoint. And it's good to understand we have a very diverse group of folks who are running. Okay, we got Randy Rapport, R-A-P-A-P-O-R-T. He cites his occupation as developer of multi-family housing. Okay, that's page one. And you got Teresa on the same page. You got Teresa Rayford. You've seen her before on the tube, and she identifies her occupation as philanthropist, trauma-informed advocate, and community organizer. Now that's how. Now these are folks that are marketing themselves, and this is what they identify themselves as. Um, okay, so I gave you that piece. Then after I gave you, and then on the second page, we've got myself. In my occupation, I identify myself as an executive administrator of No Veterans Left Behind Oregon, Inc., aiding veterans applying for benefits, making outside other VA services outside the Veterans Administration accountable, which is an issue that, as far as I'm concerned, is very, very important. Because veterans are very, very important within our society, and we give them a thumbs up. Then the next person on the same page is the incumbent Ted Wheeler, and he lists his occupation as Portland Mayor, 2017 to present. I might add that he's previously been treasurer of the state, and he's also been chair of Multnomah County. Don't forget that. He was also chair of Multnomah County. That's when he first ran for office. And it just so happened, one of the first people that interviewed him getting into politics was myself. And I still have that old tape, which I think I might play, which is very interesting. But anyway, he's there, okay? Then we got Mark White. He identifies himself, he's a white male. His occupation is self-employed. He's identified as self-employed. And then the next guy on the same page, occupation, identifies himself as sustainability and diversity consultant. Okay, all right. And then on the next page, we've got Piper Crowell, C-R-O-W-E-L-L, Crowell. Maybe it's better. Piper Crowell, occupation, digital and innovation policy expert. And she also, I guess, works at either Nike or she formerly worked at Nike. Young lady, okay. And she's got her photo in there. Then you got Cash Blanco Carter, okay? He's an African American or Black American male. He's executive director at occupation at University of Change Portland nonprofit organization. He's a screenwriter, stand-up comedy comedian, Amazon warehouse associate. That's interesting. Okay, that's him. Then we've got the next page. We got Sarah Enneron. Sarah Enneron, occupation. She identifies herself as a teacher and policy advisor. Okay, and then on the next page, that was it. Those are the only ones that actually appeared in the voters pamphlet that I have in my hand. Okay. Now, going into, let's see, I think we have a little bit more time, don't we? I think we do have a little bit more time. All right, good. Okay, we got about another maybe 5 or 10 minutes. Okay, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to just go through the listing real quickly for the 3 positions for city council, and I think I have those here. I've got that right here. Okay, right. For position number 1, that was Amanda Fritz. I mean, she's not going to be. She's been there for several terms, I think a couple of terms, if I'm not mistaken. But she's not going to be there. So that seat is wide open, and there are 9 candidates running for that seat. Carmen Rubio, probably Hispanic. Philip Wolf, okay. Timothy Du Bois, Candace Avalos, A-V-A-L-O-S, and Isham Harris. I know he's an African American. Kind of interesting. There are 5 blacks that are running for mayor in this deal, and then there are others who are running for other positions. So it's kind of interesting. We really have a diversity of folks running for office this time around. Now, in the or as the commissioner's position for position number 1, okay, I see a young lady here. Her name is Alicia McCarthy. Again, she was not, okay, yes, okay, fine. Got Alicia McCarthy. She's an occupation, naturopathic physician. Okay, Marianne Schwab. She's a retired high school secretary. Seems like a senior citizen, which is good. We need to have senior citizens running in that deal. I happen to be running on one of those guys. Okay, good. Okay, and position one, we got Timothy Du Bois. Look like a young man. Occupation, a lead carpenter, urban planner. That's his occupation. Okay, then you got Curtis James Autry. Occupation, self-employed. Okay, then you got Candace Valos. I think I shared that with you. Occupation, administrator, student government advisor, Portland State University. Okay, that's number one. Now we're getting ready to jump in position number two. Let's see, we got position number two. Where am I with position number two? We've got that right here. Okay, here we go. We've got 20 people running in that office, running for that office. 20 people. And that really was to just fill the remainder of another famous guy, of former Commissioner Nick Fish. I mean, Nick Fish position. So that's position number two. And we got Jack Kerford. You've seen Jack here on my show. In fact, he was one of the first one that reached out and basically was featured on the Oregon Voters Digest that we've had. And he's already gone out, and again, he's knocking on those doors. The guy's really working hard to get, he's got quite a background, and I was very impressed with his background. Alicia Morissette, okay. We got Walter Wesley, Diana Goodman, Loretta Smith. She's a former Multnomah County Commissioner. She's running. In fact, she ran for the position of a city council person. There was a runoff between Loretta Smith and Joanna Hardesty. Hardesty won the deal, so she's sitting on the council seat right now. Okay. Then after that, you've got Margot Black, got Terry Parker, Julia DeGraw, Cynthia Castro, Dan Ryan, Tara Hurst, and Sam Chase, former Metro involved. He was on that commissioner. Well, actually, the Metro Council. Okay, and then you've got let me tell you, there's several other folks here. Renaud Catalani. You've seen him quite a bit. He was at one point in time. He was kind of like an editorial writer for the Asian Reporter. Okay, Renaud Catalani. Okay, Rochelle Dixon, Jeff Lang, James Davis, Pierce Montas, Brian Farmer, Robin Castro, and James Davis. That's quite a list. 20 folks. Okay, and only 15 of them appeared in the voters' pamphlet. Okay, and that's a kind of an interesting piece. Okay, so I'll just jump to that real quick. I think we have a few more minutes. I think we do. We'll just go on with that. Okay, let me get that thing too, and then we're gonna go. Like I said, this is position number two. Okay, I've got Dan Ryan. You might have seen Dan. He's been the Portland Public School Board. Dan is well known in the city of Portland. Margot Black, same thing. And basically, he sets his occupation as candidate. I thought that was interesting. He said candidate, but he's got quite a background. Occupation, Margot Black, co-chair, Portland Tenants United, community organizer. Okay. Then you got Tara Hurst, occupation, Renew Oregon, executive director. Okay. Then you got Achilles Montas, occupation, family engagement, resource administrator, Portland Metropolitan Family Services. Okay, you got quite a bit of you got a few folks. Then you got Loretta Smith. She identifies herself occupation, small business owner, community affairs. Then you got Ryan Farmer, occupation, attorney, candidate. Then Walter Weasley, occupation, distributor of medical grade filtration. Oh wow, this guy's right into the Corona grant, home drinking water system. Okay. Then you got Terry Parker, occupation, retired. A retired guy, kind of a guy. And again, these people have backgrounds. Jeff Lang, occupation, risk management, insurance consultant. Okay. Then you've got Julia DeGraw, occupation, nonprofit policy consultant. Okay, young lady. Then you got James Josh Davis, occupation, small business owner, Awakening Wellness Center. Okay. Then you got Jack Kerford. Jack is in there, occupation, energy expert on national radio and TV. All right. Okay. Then you've got Sam Chase, occupation, Metro counselor. Okay, that was a seat. And then you've got, let's see, then you've got occupation, let's see, that would be Renaud Polo Catalani. Renaud Catalani. And he's a civil rights lawyer. He's an attorney, immigrant integration consultant, and a journalist. I said before, he writes for the Asian Reporter. Okay. Then you've got Commissioner, again, to Cynthia Castro, occupation, analyst, analyst. That's all she said, analyst. She got some background. She's got quite a bit of background in her own right aspect of it. That's number 2. And then that last position we have was position number 4. Okay, and let's see, we've got that one. I want to make sure we got that piece too. We got that one. Where do we have that? This is right. That's that one. Okay, 4 or 5 right here. Okay, we got Jimmy McGraw. We did position number 2, and then we've got we did Adams. That was position number 4, right? Doing okay. Hey man, it's Sam Chase. All right. We got that whole piece done. All right. Okay, good. I got all of that. And then, like I said, right quickly, as far as the pamphlet is concerned, for position number 4, we got Mingus Maps. Mingus Maps, MAPPS. Again, another African American occupation, community organizer. Then we got Seth Allen Woolley. Might have recognized his name. His occupation, Doppler weather radar software engineer. Okay, interesting guy. And then we got Keith Wilson, occupation president of Titan Freight System. Okay, and then the incumbent running again for a seat, Show You Daily, a Portland City Commissioner. This is her occupation. And then we got a couple more here. We got Sam Adams. At one point in time, he's a former mayor, but he lists his occupation this time as a public policy and government improvement consultant. He was former mayor of the city of Portland, Oregon. Okay, no Sam. Sam has been he at one point in time his employer and basically got him into the system. Former mayor Vera Katz was a very popular mayor here in the city of Portland and also the legislature. And then occupation Chris Smith, occupation retired. Okay, but he has quite an impressive background. And Karen Spencer, okay, from councilor for district number 5. Right, that's a district number 5. When did we get to that piece? Well, I'm sorry, that's Metro Councilor. It's in the council. Metro Council. Chris Smith, occupation retired for that position, and Karen Spencer, occupation co-founder, searchfunder.com, and mentor, helping small business, women and minority entrepreneurs access, expertise, and capital for success. I think that's it, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, I think we'll go with that. In district number 5. Oh, one of my old friends, I forgot that. Cameron Witten, occupation executive director, Brown Hope. I'm just since I introduced the Metro piece, why not just go through the rest of it? And Margaret Pavetto, occupation founder and executive director, Neighbors for Clean Air, and then Mary Nolan, very well popular person on the scene, political scene. She's got quite a background. She's run for office on several occasions. Very well qualified. Director, Unitas Community Credit Union Director, Cato Milligro Advisor, OHSU, Abel Gordley Center for Healing. Okay, that's what she is. And then you got 6, and this is the last page. Councilor Bob Stacy, Metro Councilor, District number 6. He's the incumbent, okay, running for the same seat. And he's got one person that's in here, Leah LaFleur, occupation, patient agent, a patent agent. I'm sorry, that's it. So there you go. Remember, you got the pamphlet that was delivered to your home. You got that. Right. To see who the candidates are, we got quite a group. That's why we had to do this thing separately, and we're just doing it. We're running this to city council. I threw in the Metro folk, do it at the same time. And then you can call up the city auditor's office, just ask for election. You can Google it and go through that situation. And then at the same time, you can repeat, because you can also see this. You'll be able to see this naturally on Oregon Voters Digest, okay? And you can get that through Comcast. You have to go through Comcast. And I think we're going to be able to put it on Facebook. That means we're going to put it on social media. Make sure you can access the show that we're having here. So any information you can get, that's really what you need to do. You need to know the background of these folks. I mean, we can't knock on doors. You can't knock on, some people are getting a few lawn signs out. And but again, too, that's a volunteer piece. And you can't be knocking on people's doors of that nature. But that's basically, I've given you that particular scoop. So what we're going to do now, we're going to take a short break, and then we're going to come back with one of the candidates and talk about a specific issue. And I'm talking about the issue of homelessness, which is a major issue here within the campaign. In fact, it's throughout the state of Oregon. And it's very important.